the Beller math, and math, M-A-T-H, is like a temple complex. And this is from, I believe this is Calcutta. It's either Calcutta or Madras. And it was a temple built by the Swami Vivekananda. So his teacher, Sri Ramakrishna, had a big influence on a lot of writers in the 30s and 40s in America. He spent his whole life in India in a temple, Sri Ramakrishna. But his disciple, Swami Vivekananda, Vivek means discrimination, discernment, and Ananda is bliss. So Vivekananda meant the bliss of discrimination. And he was one of the first yogis to come to the West. He came and spoke at the World Parliament of Religions in 1893, which was linked to the World's Fair. So the World's Fair took place in Chicago in 1893. And it was also where Nikola Tesla unveiled the mass use of electricity. So the whole World's Fair was lit up. So outwardly, it was, the dawn of light. So just imagine before that, everything's candlelight and pretty dark at night. But along comes electricity and the world just lights up. And so that was the outer significance. And inwardly, Swami Vivekananda, great spiritual teacher, really made the ancient yoga accessible because he was very scientific in his exposition and approach to yoga, really broke things down. And he actually mentored Tesla. So Tesla was a student of Swami Vivekananda's. And one of my favorite books by Vivekananda is entitled Raja Yoga, R-A-J-A Yoga, Raja Yoga. And it is, there's about 100 pages of essays that he gives, or from lectures, to prepare you for the second part of the book, which is his exposition on Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. So the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali form the basis of yoga as we know it. He was the exponent of yoga around the time of Christ. And so, but the Yoga Sutras are short statements that can be a little bit hard to decipher. So over the centuries, different teachers will write their commentaries or their expositions on the sutras. So I really like Swami Vivekananda's, and his is entitled Raja Yoga. And so this was a temple he built as he established meditation and yoga centers around the world. And so in the writings of Vivekananda, you have a very scientific approach to the practice of meditation. So he had studied all the Western philosophers and all the religions of the time. And his effort was to find an explanation of yoga, an explanation of meditation that would be accessible to everyone. So at one level, when we embark on our meditation journey, we have different forms and images and words that we might use. So one person might say, yeah, I'm meditating so that I can find God in my heart. Someone else might say, I'm meditating so that I can express my genuine nature. Someone else might say, I'm looking for that inner light, that inner guidance. So each individual is searching for something and giving it a different name, different word, and also might visualize it as having a different form. For one person, it's God. For someone else, it's a light. For someone else, it's a feeling. But regardless of how the name and the form it takes on for ourselves, it's the same essential human quest. And the analogy I like is that whether we're looking at a statue of the Buddha, or we're looking at a tree, or we're looking at a stream going by, looking at these things as meditation focal points, they have different names and forms, but the common element is that the individual is sitting, holding their eyes still and focusing the mind. And so the outer form varies from culture to culture, time to time, belief system to belief system, but the actual practice is the same for all human beings. And that was what Swami Vivekananda tried to bring out about the practice of yoga. And even though he passed away, I think it was in 1906, you can see that foundation really did work well, because yoga in the West today is seen as a very non-secular practice. It's sometimes opponents of yoga will say, well, it's Hinduism, but in fact, even that term is a huge sweeping generalization. And so yoga is accessible to everyone because it's about slowing down your breathing, making your body strong, learning to concentrate your mind and find that consciousness within yourself. So I think he, through his writings and his teachings, did a really good job of laying that foundation of understanding. So as we begin our week here, we'll go into our meditation, we'll do some of the different techniques, and then as we go deeper into it, you'll do some intention setting for this week, so you can personalize the experience. So beginning by sitting up nice and comfortable, lift and lengthen the spine, a few shoulder rolls as you breathe in, shoulders come forward and up, exhale back and down, inhale forward up, exhale back and down, one more inhale forward up, exhale back and down. And then on an inhale, expand your chest so your shoulders move back in space. Just make your chest broad and strong. And on the exhale, feeling your rib cage closing down, pushing out all the stale air. Inhale, wide expanse. Exhale, squeeze out. Last one, inhale, expansion. And exhale, releasing. Then let's do palms facing up on your thighs and touching your pointer finger to the tip of your thumb on each hand. Open and close your eyelids a few times, opening wide and squeezing your eyes shut. And then on the next exhale, as you start to close your eyes, just let them relax into a closed position. Move your jaw. Open it, close it a few times, and move it side to side. Loosen up those muscles, and then just let your jaw release. Tongue sinking to the bottom of the mouth. Focus in on nice, slow, deep inhalations and exhalations. And now begin to allow in all the sensations from your senses. Bring your senses to life. You become aware of the light that you can see behind your closed eyelids, maybe sparkles of white light, flashes of color. So being aware of sight, sensations of light. Be aware of your ears, the different sounds around you. And rather than labeling sounds with your mind, just try to feel and experience the texture, the timbre, the tone of the different sounds. Sensations of your body, blood flowing, heart beating, breath moving. And then play with the sensations. Give the different sensations colors. So giving sensations of sound, give those a color. Play with feelings. Feelings can have a melody to them. So intermixing your sensations. Now we're going to focus in our consciousness, our awareness. Create that slight contraction in the back of your throat so that your breath becomes audible. Same contraction if you're going to fog a mirror. And so listening to, feeling that oceanic sound, holding your mind, your awareness on that one sound, the sound of your breath. Now bringing into play our imagination. And this time, instead of visualizing your spiritual heart deep inside of you, Today, let's visualize your spiritual heart as surrounding you. So as if there was an egg of light surrounding you and you're inside this translucent, beautiful, shimmering oval of light, and that light is your spiritual heart. So as you breathe in, feel that you're breathing energy that is energizing the orb of light that is all around you. And as you exhale, you're releasing, you're melting, letting yourself expand into that oval of light. When thoughts arise, just identify them as thoughts and notice how thoughts are different than sensations, than imagination, than feeling. Stay focused in on the feeling of the orb of light surrounding you that is your spiritual heart. Let everything else come and go. Just stay rooted in the feeling of the energy surrounding you. And now we'll take this visualization to one further dimension, imagining this orb of light surrounding you. Feel and visualize that your whole life is projected into this orb of light around you, as if the orb were a circular or an oval shaped movie theater. So all the things of your life, all the thoughts, the impressions, the experiences are all projected all around you in this orb of light. This is your world. Be aware of that, and at the same time try to sense the reality beyond your individual cocoon of light. For the last 2 or 3 minutes, either continuing with this meditation and visualization or going back to any earlier or any other one that you'd prefer. Slowly beginning to ground yourself in the feeling of your slow, deep, controlled breathing. Letting go of the imagery, the visualizations, focusing in more on how you feel, locking in that good feeling, that peaceful feeling. And as you transition to your next activity, if possible, trying to make it an activity wherein you can assimilate and continue to ground this experience into yourself so that you're able to hold on to the meditative feeling for as long as possible. And in this meditation, we shifted it up a little bit in that instead of visualizing the spiritual heart deep inside of us, we instead visualize it all around, surrounding you. And just note to yourself how that may have felt different to you. And if you like that difference, then by all means, shift your visualizations, even when directed to visualize inside. Visualize instead all around you. If we visualize things inside of us, it makes us feel that our body, our physical body, is the outer casing, that's our outer limit, that's our edge, and everything spiritually that we're searching for is inside of that. Whereas by visualizing your spiritual heart surrounding you, it puts the body in a different relationship. The body is a vehicle of consciousness instead of the storehouse of it. So feeling this oval of energy around you, and then exploring, trying to feel what's beyond that. Okay, very nice meditating with everyone. This is the Monday morning meditation. We also have Tuesday evening, 7 p.m., which is free, incidentally. So if you have friends and you want to dial them into meditation, you can bring them to the Tuesday night meditation. Then there's Thursday evening, 6 p.m., and Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Nice seeing everybody, starting off this Monday morning. The light within me bows to and respects the light in each of you. Namaste.